Welcome everybody to this new episode of the FTR podcast.
Christmas edition. Ho, ho, ho. Jingle bells. Woo!
Well, it's episode 15, I think. We kind of lost count. But before we start talking about this week, please give us a like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends.
Notifications on. Press the bell. We want to hear the little... Yes. And, of course, follow the Instagram account too, please.
Yes. Well, so let's get started with this week. We're only going to cover this week's matches. We didn't cover last week's. It was a double.
Double
game.
We had scheduling issues, so we couldn't really get it sorted out. But we're just going to take it from this week. You can probably guess most of what we would have said, but to go back onto that sort of stuff, it would feel a bit stale, you know what I mean? It's like mouldy bread,
games,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so we're just going to go through pretty much every single game of this week, because every single game has been quite influential for the future of the Premier League.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good and big matches, to be honest with you.
So, should we get started with...
Yeah, very Arsenal today. I'm not
yeah.
complaining, man. I'm not complaining.
We're not even planning on it. I just came here and everything was set up as Arsenal, and I was wearing an Arsenal shirt.
I just thought, I've got so many Arsenal shirts. I can't just keep on putting up the same, like, 3 other players' shirts I've got. I'm just going to double up Arsenal.
More shirts, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
But anyway, let's talk about there's a freaking boring game.
It was a very frustrating match. Everton do this a lot with Arsenal. They just sit in the low block. They know what to do. It's kind of like how Burnley used to be with like a Liverpool back in the day when they would try and just like dominate them. But at the end of the day, my issue comes from... I mentioned this briefly before. I don't think we need a striker. I think we need a left winger.
Yes, this is very controversial. Before we started recording, Daniel looked at me and he was like, "I changed my mind." Go ahead.
I just don't think we need a striker. I think we need a left winger, because when I watch play, whatever striker we had in that Everton match would have done absolutely nothing. The ball didn't come into the striker at all. So we can talk about, we need the striker to be clinical, this, that and the other. There was no chances for the striker. Havertz, I guarantee you Havertz had 100% less shots than Martin Odegaard.
Who came in instead of Martinelli? Was it Jesus?
Well, Trossard came on.
No, Trossard, sorry. Which, again...
So, for me, I just think, obviously, Martinelli had a good season a couple of years ago. We can't keep on resting on those laurels. We need to just bring somebody else in who's prepared to start every match and play well. And if Martinelli then turns up, then good. But it's on him. We've given him a lot of opportunities now. I love the boy, don't get me wrong. And Trossard's been very weak off the bench this season. So, personally, for me, I'd get rid of Leandro Trossard and bring in a left winger.
Really?
I'm not saying in January, I'm saying in the summer, because I don't want us to panic and overspend. Let's just bring somebody in, give them the time to settle in and challenge, because we need a world-class left winger.
That's really interesting that you say Trossard instead. I would get rid of Martinelli. You say, like...
Martinelli's still young. He's got the most market value.
He's fast and all that, but I think I would get rid of Martinelli. No, he's not been performing as good as Trossard, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not, but Trossard's a lot older, and I think because Trossard's been poor this season, this could be the start of his drop-off as he gets older.
Okay.
And I think with Martinelli, I'm thinking about as a sub for whoever we hopefully bring in at left wing. You got to look at it that way. If he comes on as a sub, what can he add? He adds that pace. He can drive at people, and especially if he's on fresh legs and somebody's on tired legs, that could help him just kick off a little bit.
Yeah, but overall, the game was really boring. Like, there was nothing that you could have done. And Pickford had a good
well,
game.
Pickford's a good goalkeeper. The issue was the
issue that he's plays for Everton. In my opinion, he should play for a bigger club.
Well, it's one of those. Mykolenko always plays really well against Bukayo Saka. So every match I see us going up against Everton, I'm like, we need a bit on the left or we need a bit centrally. We couldn't get either. Both their centre backs did a really good job. And I just thought overall that they set out for a game plan. They did well. It was a 0-0 draw. That's what Everton wanted. Well done. Fair play to them. And I'm not going to criticise Arsenal too much, because I just want to speak about some Arsenal fans, which I've been seeing online. How dumb can they be? They're trying to say, we need Arteta out.
Well, why would you need Arteta out? Like, he's done a brilliant job, and, setbacks are going to happen. And so far, Arsenal has had a pretty decent season. Not the best one I've seen in the past 40 years, but still.
Well, you've got to look at it contextually, right? Some Arsenal fans act as if we are Real Madrid. We've won We've never won the Champions League. We've won the Premier League 3 times. You know what I mean? We're not those guys. Don't get me wrong. I think we're the 3rd biggest club in England, and we're English royalty to a certain extent. Yes, but on the European stage, no, we're not. So when you look at it and you say, "Oh yeah, well we're bringing a different manager," A, who would you bring in? And B, Arteta has revolutionised this squad.
Are you saying that Arsenal is the 3rd biggest club in England?
Yeah.
So you forget who are the first 2 then?
Man United, Liverpool.
What about Man City? Why not?
They're nowhere near it.
Why not?
Fourth is Chelsea. Chelsea are close to Arsenal, definitely.
Chelsea has won more Champions League.
Yeah, and I could hear out the. Well, we have more trophies than they do, but. My thing is, historically, Arsenal were so much bigger than Chelsea were. So my thing is, Chelsea are very close. And if someone said Chelsea, obviously I would debate it as an Arsenal fan, but it's not like an outrageous claim in my opinion. I'm there like, okay, like I can see why you would
Chelsea
say that.
Chelsea has won more, like way more than Arsenal.
No, they haven't. In recent years they have, but historically, no, they're not close.
He literally just said that Arsenal has won only 3 Premier Leagues, and that's it.
Yeah.
And Chelsea have won like 2 or 3 Champions Leagues as well as a few Premier Leagues.
Yeah, but you've got to understand that football.
If I look at
football didn't start in the 1990s.
If I look at it doesn't matter. Like they still want more.
No, like you have to look at football.
That's my opinion. Again, a club is considered big if they win.
No.
Like,
that's why Man City aren't big.
How long?
But Man City are nowhere near it. Tottenham are bigger than Man City.
But Tottenham has never won anything.
I know.
I don't know. It's very.
Tottenham are a bigger club because A, their history's there, and B, Man City just don't have any fans. That's the thing with Man City. It's the wettest crowd you'll ever see. You look at the matches and everyone, it's almost as if they needed like an age disclaimer. You know what I mean? They need to sign waivers before going to a match. They all look like they're about 12. You know what I mean? So it's like.
I was looking at the fans yesterday. Well, we'll talk about Man City later, but I was looking at the fans yesterday. They all look the same. Like they all look like clones. They were showing them on the screen. I was like, didn't they just show this guy?
But the thing is for me though is obviously I think Arsenal are the biggest club in England, and yeah, you can argue whatever, but Arsenal are, and.
That's his opinion, by the way. Let me know if you agree with Daniel or if you agree with me.
They fully are. Look at the amount of trophies Arsenal have won. Look at the amount of trophies Chelsea have won. That's all I have to say. You can argue and say Chelsea are, and I've got no complaints with that. But even if you think Chelsea are, you have to admit that it is close, whichever way you try and boil it. But football was not created in 1990 whatever, when the Premier League was founded. It was way before that, and we were winning titles way before that. So that's the reason why. Like we were winning, and then the Premier League started, and we carried on winning. Like it's not our fault. But back to my point, I just think some Arsenal fans are really, really entitled and just think, oh well, we need to be winning every year. No, I'm not being funny. We should be striving for that 100%. But we've got a manager who's come in, who's set the tempo, who's trying to elevate the club. And when we go up against a team which is going to low block, which will be frustrating, and teams like Man City would get draws against teams like this. Liverpool would get draws against teams like this. Arsenal fans are very, very dumb right now. A lot of them. I was speaking to my brother about this. This season is not like the previous seasons gone by. Nobody's going to win it on 90 odd points. I'd be surprised if anyone even makes it to 90 points this year.
Do you think that Liverpool is not going to make it to 90 points?
I don't think whoever wins it will get to 90 points.
Really?
I'm just being real with you, and I think that's good because for me, a competitive league means the winners have less points. Like that's not.
So Liverpool is at 36 points right now with one less match than everybody else.
Yeah, we're almost halfway through the year. Oh, we are actually halfway through it after their next match. So yeah, they're not on track. They're not on track for 90. Nobody is. Everyone keeps on slipping up. Everyone keeps on messing about with it. He's one of those, and Arsenal are no different than any other team in this category because,
no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just like,
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens.
For me, I think it was mainly because of injuries why Arsenal have dropped so many points, and I don't think that has any impact on the Everton match. I'm gonna be leveling with you. Obviously, we had Lewis Skelly starting. Yeah, he played well. There's no excuse there. Timber didn't play too well, but there's no excuse. He's not injured. So it's one of those, for me, I just look at that squad and I just think, well, yes, we should be doing more. However, when every single play we do is down the right, it makes it so easy to read. And Everton are good from set pieces too. They're good at defending them. They know what to do. It's not going to be easy. And we came into it, everyone walking in with a bit of swagger thinking, oh yeah, we're going to win this. No, we should win it. But if we don't, we have to move on to the next week because realistically, we're still somewhat in this race. Liverpool dropped points as well. Yes, we should capitalise upon that 100%. But if Liverpool are dropping points, that kind of gives us that little bit of buffer still.
Are we going to Liverpool now then? Or?
Yes.
Okay, who are we giving the round of applause?
You know what? Let's give it to Sean Dyche. Oh, no, you know what?
Pickford. I will give it to
Pickford.
He won man of the match.
Okay, I can give it to him. I was going to maybe suggest Mikalenko, but fair play.
So, with Liverpool, yeah, they drew, and who got the red card?
Andy Robertson.
So,
did you see the red?
It's good to see the full.
Terrible.
What?
The red. Do you think it's a red? People were debating this.
I'm scared to say.
No, be honest.
I don't think it was red.
I think it was a blatant red. The guy's running through, and Robertson just takes him out. He's the last man. Like,
yeah, but it was really early in the game. So my opinion is it was really early in the game, right? There's nothing else you could have done. Give him a yellow.
Go on to the message I sent you.
The message you sent me?
Yeah.
What message you sent me?
Just trust me. Go on to the messages. I sent a quote which I wanna read out, which I think's disgusting. No. That's a different match. That's a different match. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
I'll
get to that quote.
So what I'm really happy about is, well, of course Liverpool is dropping points, but Fulham is performing well. Drawing against Liverpool, it's not easy. So I'm happy that they are overperforming because that was my prediction. So
for me, this match, I just think it's a stonewall red. Like I understand people's like debate of, oh yeah, but the ball wasn't right next to him. Andy Robertson is the last defender, and I think, was it Wilson who he took out? Wilson was the furthest player forward at that point, and he just decks him. It's a blatant red. Even if they get the shot off, the ref should have just stopped it there and called the red.
I'm just watching. I think.
You see that though? He just takes him out. He has no regard for it. And
I don't know, because he was in front of him. That's the thing. That's my.
What? Wilson was in front of him?
No.
We're looking at our live action replay.
Yeah. So, look, he was in front of him, right? So I think he's getting the ball. Like he can't see him, right? What? Wait. No, you're going too far. So, look, in this instance, he gets the ball, but he's in front of him. In that line,
it's one of those,
and he runs from behind him, so he couldn't see it. So I think it was a yellow, yes, but I didn't think it was a red.
In football, you have to be aware. How many times?
Of course, you need to be aware, but sometimes you are not aware. So you need to take that on account, that position for.
But it's whose fault is it that Andy Robertson was not aware?
It's his own fault. Yeah.
Exactly. So for me, it's just like I look at that. And as somebody who plays as a defender myself, I would be blaming nobody other than myself if I got sent off for that. I'd be like, I'm a freaking idiot.
Yeah, but he did not even, like, he just took it. So, okay, I'll go out. He didn't even...
Exactly.
He
so
didn't go, check the VAR.
It's one of those, when you see a player just go off and just be like, yeah, fair play, then you know what I mean? Like, you know it's a blatant red. And I think, obviously, Fulham played really well, but Liverpool also... Big props to them. 10 men playing against Fulham, which is a difficult team, and to still get something out of that match. A lot of people would have said after Fulham went 1-0 up, they were down to 10 men, just been like, yeah, game over.
and still Liverpool managed to get 2-2.
Arne Slot's having
So
an amazing season. He's really shown himself to be a really good Premier League quality manager, and big props to Arne Slot. He's done a really, really good job.
Did you see his streak since he started? He has only lost one match.
It's one of those. They will come. They will come.
No, I'm not saying like, oh, now he's gonna start losing. I'm just saying like, well done.
Yeah, 100%. Well done.
This
like
thing
he will start losing.
This thing is annoying me.
I like it. Little jingle, a little Giorgio alarm. But I just look at Arne Slot and I think he's a fantastic manager. He's done a really, really good job. And for me, I look at the whole situation with him and I just think, if you're a Liverpool supporter, you've got to be happy. You've got to be very, very happy with that man. He's shown nothing but professionalism, came into the squad, done a really good job. Do I think Liverpool will win it?
Maybe. At this point, like, you can actually start seeing
I think if Salah gets injured, game over.
It's like the same exact
genuinely.
thing that happened to Man City. Oh, Rodri got injured. They lost it.
Mm-hmm. If Salah gets injured for even like a few games, I just, at the moment, because obviously at the start of the season we saw Luis Diaz popping off, but he cooled down.
Yeah, he's cool. Like, when was the last time that he scored? 3 matches ago, something like that?
It's not that bad. It's not like Luis Diaz is bad, but compared to his form at the start of the season, it's night and day because he was that good at the start of the season.
Yeah.
But it's one of those. Mo Salah is clearly the crowning jewel, which is why they need him to sign another contract.
Player, by the way.
Imagine if they win the league and him, Virgil van Dijk, and Alexander Arnold all go on a free.
Which will
on
happen.
A free.
It will happen. Alexander Arnold will go to Real Madrid.
If he wants
Virgil van
to,
Dijk will go probably to a lower team because he's good and, you know, he's
No, he can still go to a top club.
Who would you send him to? I want to see him in Italy, actually. Like
he could go to any team in Italy. He could go to any team in Europe for a couple of years if he wants to. He's still at that level.
He would easily go to, like, I don't want to say about Juventus.
He could go to Real Madrid, Barca. He could go to whichever one he wants.
Real Madrid, I don't think they need him in Real Madrid right now.
Real Madrid have some injuries issues at centre back. They get a lot of
players
players
but right now, like
they've got Tchouameni who's having a start at centre back for him. If they bring in someone like him, they'll be chilling.
I mean, it would be good for Real Madrid, but Salah, I don't know where Salah. I think that Salah's phenomenal, and I would hate to see him going to Saudi Arabia.
I don't think he'd go to Saudi. I think he would stay in Europe.
Well, I hope so, because if he goes to Saudi, his career is.
You know what club screams like he's gonna go to? Freaking Barcelona, the land of the washed-up wingers. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so ass there. Like,
but
he'll go there.
He's not washed up.
No,
I feel like he's prime right now.
But that's what Barcelona do. They sign wingers when they're in their prime, and then they become washed the second they land on the shores of Catalonia.
Nah, I don't think he's gonna go to Barcelona. I reckon he can stay in England and go back to Chelsea, maybe. I don't know.
No, he won't go Chelsea.
I said maybe.
No.
Like, anything.
He will not go to another English team. He will either go. He has to go abroad. He's a Liverpool legend, and Liverpool is at his heart. If he goes to any other team in England, his Liverpool legend status becomes in jeopardy.
I don't know.
Imagine if he goes to Chelsea and Chelsea win a Prem. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not being funny. That ruins your legend status.
Why?
Because Liverpool and Chelsea are rivals.
Everybody's rivals, man.
Look at Robin van Persie. Robin van Persie played for Arsenal. He went and won a Premier League with freaking Man United. I hate that man. I hate him to this day.
I love him.
I hope every single thing he tries to do in his life he fails at.
Well, I don't know. I love him though. Anyway, who are we giving the round of applause for this?
I thought it was Anthony Robinson. Anthony Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah, I think him.
Oh, whoa!
I felt that one burning up and I just had to get it out.
Newcastle Leicester 4-0. Nothing to say about this. Expected. You know what, actually? Something that that came to my mind. I saw something on Instagram that said that Vardy has got a better legacy than Harry Kane.
Yeah.
And I thought it was hilarious.
Not wrong.
No, I agree. I agree. I just thought it was like, that's actually true.
When you get hit with a nostalgia beam in the Premier League, the one that hits harder is 100% Jamie Vardy because of the goals, like the goals he scored, that little thing he had about him, like Harry Kane. he's a phenomenal striker. I'm not going to try and pretend, and the fact that he's not at Spurs makes it so much easier for me to say that he's world class and everything. But Jamie Vardy he just has that nostalgia. He's like streets won't forget. And then
the fact that he was a plumber and then I'll play football in the weekend and now
ridiculous. But I want to dispute something which you said.
Who
4-0 you 4-0 expected? No. That's not expected. It's expected for them to win the match. You have to understand, Leicester have been playing well under Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, but they've only played under Van Nistelrooy for 3 matches now.
Oh yeah, 100%. And at some point,
like,
you're gonna get a loss.
In my thought is like you would expect something like this to happen. Like to lose 4-0, it was a bit of like, oh,
don't get me wrong.
Stop it. It's already dead.
It's in the realm of possibility, 100%. When you look at that match, you say, okay, yeah, if someone said 4-0, you'd be like, oh, okay, I could see that happening. But to say it's expected is ridiculous. No team winning 4-0 is ever expected unless it's like when Derby were in the Premier League. You know what I mean? Then that's an expected 4-0 thrashing. But in this case, you've got Newcastle up against Leicester. Newcastle have to turn up. They have to perform well. And they really did. They put on a show for the fans. The fans got a nice little Christmas present early. And hopefully they have fun with it.
What position are they on now, Newcastle? Is it like still 9th or something? No, they're 12th.
No, but it's very tight. It's very tight around there.
Yeah.
Like
so
anything could happen.
Between the 6th and 13th, it's very tight. The fact that Man United is 13th.
I love it.
Give me so much joy.
I love it so much. It's amazing.
But yeah, I think that after Christmas you'll see Leicester going a bit more like, yeah, we got to fight for this relegation zone. Like we got to stay up. Especially, well, we're gonna talk about it in a second. What happened to Wolves?
You know what?
Leicester.
Let's first give a round of applause. I think Isak.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yep, he's the man.
I love him. I think he's so good, and the fact that he only scored 1 goal.
For me, he belongs at a club like Newcastle.
It's like
a lot of Arsenal
legend
fans,
for Newcastle. Like
a lot of fans, Arsenal fans argue, "Oh, get Isak in January, just splash the cash, get him." No, he belongs at a Newcastle because he gets injured too much. Genuinely, no. That's the thing. If he didn't get injured as much, he would be able to move on to a huge team, like basically whatever team he wants, because he's that good. But he gets injured too much. He's not reliable. If you're gonna have a number 9 of that level, you've got to be able to say, oh, you know what, 34 matches of that season I can rely on him, and then the rest I can rest him. Those are the 4.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Should we move on to Wolves?
Big match Ipswich. Next. Wolves Ipswich relegation scrap.
Let's take a moment to mourn the loss of a legend in the Premier League.
Goodbye, Gary.
Okay, moving on. We're not going to be...
just really emotional.
Yeah, literally, his name... no, actually, what I think we should do is that we should buy a...
you already said it, cardboard cutout. I'll put him on the podcast. No.
Put him here. Because he's gone now. We're not going to talk about him anymore, but we want to keep him in our memories.
Get one of those. You can get a little, like, plushy teddy and then put +1's face on it. Just get one of them and put it in the middle of us.
Okay.
That would be better.
And then he's going to be our mascot. And then if you, Gary, if you're watching this podcast, would you please come as a special guest?
Definitely. He's going to be watching.
If
he's watching this, he must just think, I don't know why you guys like me so much. I don't know.
You're very likeable. You're a very likeable man.
He's a great manager. And my point on this match is, Wolves are going down now.
Yeah.
Like who are they going to bring in?
Yeah.
That's the thing for me. It's like, who are you going to bring in? And
Southgate.
No, they're not going to bring in Southgate.
If they do,
Southgate's ego is up to here because he's getting a freaking knighthood. It's Sir Gareth Southgate. His ego's out here, even though he's won nothing. He's waiting for a United or something like that. If United do get rid of Amorim at any point, he will be like licking his lips, ready to go at it.
We were saying this when they got rid of what's his name?
Which, to be fair, the reports were that Dan Ashworth, who got sacked, was the one who was pushing really hard for it to be what's it called? Gareth Southgate. But I don't know. I don't know what the propaganda is.
How much do you hate a club if you actually
actively say
Southgate?
Southgate? Yeah, I think he's the one. He still turns me on. You know what I mean? Like it's just poor.
Hell no.
But I think with Wolves here, like obviously I understand getting rid of Gary O'Neill. The performances haven't been good enough, but when you look at Wolves' results, they've all been close. Now you face the issue of being humiliated for the rest of the season, in my opinion. It's risky, and some people say that's what you need to do, unless they get in someone who's a relegation specialist, like a Fat Sam or someone like that.
What's the manager's name that just got sacked from Leicester?
Oh, Steve Cooper.
Steve Cooper. Look at it, like when he was at Forest back in the Championship, he did really well, and I know that he hasn't done well in Leicester. It wasn't the man. But if you look at the situation right now, even if they get relegated, it's not a big issue, and he's got a job. They desperately need somebody that could patch those. You know.
Well, whoever comes in has got enough time to move them out of the relegation zone. It's just the factor of who do you think can come in, can make an impact, and I have no idea. I'm thinking maybe a Fat Sam, because realistically, Gary O'Neill's the best manager you could get. Therefore, you're just going to go for a relegation specialist. And then you look at another team like what's it called? Oh no, we'll get to that in a bit. I almost jumped ahead. But there's other clubs which could go in for Gary O'Neill now. I'll mention that in a bit later, because obviously other things happened in the Premier League too. But Ipswich, well done. You know what I mean? Last minute winner. Which, to be fair, Wolves were close to getting a result in this match. Like, I'm not being funny. I understand home and it's still relegation, like opposition or whatever.
O'Neill in that interview was fuming.
Understandably so. And I think that's what you need from a manager. You need a manager who will come in and be like, mate,
no!
Well, not even that. I see Gary O'Neill as, you know, that one like teacher you never hear shout, but one time you hear him get mad and everyone's like, crap, dude. I think that's what he's like. This might be me like...
He probably hasn't shouted yet.
Yeah.
He was like saving it for the last moment, and then, mate,
got fired.
Sorry, no.
I just look at it and I just think, oh, mate, it's really, really poor. Like, they were close to winning that. They were close to getting a result from that match, which wouldn't have been the worst. Wouldn't have been the best either. But they've got some good players in the squad, and Gary O'Neill was making them play nice football, kept them up last year, and realistically needed more from the ownership.
Yeah.
That's the thing for me. And Gary O'Neill did this with almost no resources, so we'll just see what you can do with a team with some resources.
If he gets, you know,
he will.
If he gets picked to
I'm not being funny, but if I'm a mid-table club, like once the Premier League settles itself down and like this season when everyone's close, if I'm a mid-table club and I sack my manager because we're underperforming, I'll bring in Gary O'Neill. And that's the reason why I'm scared about Gary O'Neill, because I feel like he could be a Spursy manager.
Oh no!
I don't think they'll sign him, because Spurs fans will riot in the streets if this is his next job. But I feel like give him another job, and if he does well, I could see Spurs coming in and being like, "Oh, we'll get you." And I don't think he'll win any trophies with them, but he'll play good football. But that's why he's a Spursy manager. Plays good football, but doesn't win a trophy.
Fairs.
And
so who are we giving the round of applause to this match?
Who scored the winner? Who scored the winner? Ooh, Cunha got man of the match.
Yeah, I know.
But Taylor, last minute winner. Oh, it could be him. I
didn't want to give it to Cunha only because they lost. So.
You know what? Let's give it Taylor. He came on as a sub, 75th minute, and he made his impact.
Last match of Saturday, Forest Villa. My goodness.
Nottingham Forest, well done. Honestly,
we should have won Forest.
They've been playing phenomenally.
They're top 5. Like, if they go back,
they're fourth.
Yeah, top 5.
Yeah, but just say fourth. Don't say top 5. Nobody cares about 5th place. Everyone cares about 4th.
Man said it's a 5th place.
Exactly. No. But like,
it's just, oh my god, I couldn't have been more wrong at the beginning of the season.
That's the worst.
Pisses me off the fact that, like,
guess you didn't put him in there. This guy.
You did.
I didn't. Check it. I didn't put him in there.
No, you did. I promise you.
I didn't.
Did.
Check it. Check it right now.
No, I can't be bothered.
I promise you, I didn't.
Well done for you. Not.
I said, I think they'll stay up.
Because I said, they don't have the squad.
Because I had Southampton, Leicester, and then I can't remember what other team I had in there.
Ipswich.
No, I didn't have Ipswich going down. I said,
Then
I
it
reckon
was
they'll stay up.
Wolves.
No, it wasn't. You know I love Gary O'Neill. I'd never say that.
Then it was Everton.
It could have been Everton.
We're talking about Forest's performance.
But Forest, they've been doing really well. They're fourth place. Nobody would expect it from their team. They built up really well, and I think they're living the dream that most fans in football would want from their team. To be in top four, challenging for it, potentially getting Champions League football by the end of the season.
But the problem is, if they get Champions League, they're not going to go far.
No, I think if they get Champions League, that'll mean they'll get relegated. But no, it's true though, because you can't compete in both, and the extra games could be life or death for a team like that, because their best players inevitably will get picked off. Probably.
This might sound like a dumb question, but is there a rule that if you go into Champions League, right, can you just decline not to play in Champions League and go to a lower?
I don't know, but I don't know why anyone would. Most teams, I don't think you understand.
Exact reason.
If you go up to a Wolves fan and you say, mate, would you take being in the Champions League if it meant you got relegated? They'd say, yeah. If you say that to an Everton fan, they would probably say no, but that's because Everton are the longest serving people in the Prem. But you ask almost any team, they'd be like, yeah, in a heartbeat. Because that's historic to be in the Champions League.
Yeah, but if you just
doesn't
play a couple
matter.
of games,
yeah, it doesn't matter. Like it's for the fans. The fans are travelling away in Europe, being able to sing after the club and everything. They don't care if you get bummed like 3-0 or something every match. They enjoy it.
That's my opinion. Anyway, Aston Villa.
Poor from Villa.
It would be expected. When was the last time that they played in Champions League?
It was
Champions League?
It was midweek.
Midweek.
So it's, I tell you, every time it's midweek, they struggle. And that would be the same thing which would happen with Forest next season if they do make Champions League.
They will make it Europa League.
What, Forest?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't see any complaints there. They could get Champions League. They could get Conference League. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think they'll make it to Champions League.
Half the season's still left, so who knows?
Get relegated. Can you imagine? Yes!
They would have to get a big point deduction for that. How many points are they on?
Why would they get a deduction?
Well, if they broke financial fair play, like they're almost at a point where I would say they're fine, they're clear, like they won't get relegated if they win zero more matches. They're almost at that point for me. You got a team on 8 points and a team on 9 points at the halfway mark.
Yeah.
At the bottom, like come on. But I think that's Saturday wrapped up. What about?
Yeah. Who are we giving the round of applause to this? Just Anderson?
Yeah, he got man of the match. Why not?
He's going to Sunday. Oh, Crystal Palace Brighton. It's Brighton Crystal Palace.
Ooh, I watched this match.
Well done. I didn't, because I had other things to do.
I woke up. I got ready and started watching the match immediately, basically, because I slept in quite late.
Did you wake up at 12:30?
No, that was the kick-off at 2. I woke up at like 1.
Oh, that's true. It was 2. Oh my god. Did you do a night shift?
No.
No, you just...
I just stayed up really late.
That's his thing, that like Daniel can sleep at any time of the day.
I can sleep at any time of the day, yeah. It's just, I can only sleep for a certain amount, which is frustrating.
But anyway, very big surprise from Crystal Palace. Will that be a one-off, or will they keep going?
But this is the thing. Palace have been playing good football.
Yes, but
they've been waiting.
losing.
They've been waiting for the tiniest bit. Yeah, they've been losing, but they've been losing like by 1 goal or drawing or something like that.
Yeah, and they've
been playing good football.
Then you play against Brighton, which is top.
But that's the thing though. It's easy for something like that to happen because it just takes that tiny little thing to up your quality. That's the same opinion which I have about Wolves. You don't think they're
relegation zone anymore?
It depends. Can they keep this up? Because they've been close to it before. It's not about necessarily just performances, it's about the results. And here they had both, which is the really big positive. They played really good football. They were attacking. They knew what they were doing. They were clinical from set pieces. They knew what to do. But they capitalised upon
the fact that I didn't watch the match. I can't really say anything about it. It just really surprised me when I saw the results, and I was like, whoa. That's a big surprise. Not for Crystal Palace, but for Brighton. Brighton is playing really quality football.
Well,
at the moment.
Brighton every season they yo up and down at points.
Was it last season or 2
season.
seasons ago? They were freaking indestructible, man. Like they got
No, they have that point. They didn't get Champions League. They never have. But they always get to that point where it looks like, oh, maybe at Champions League at some point, and then they like drop off a bit, and then they lose a couple matches like this. Like if you keep track of what Brighton do, like if you don't pay attention, they go into the back of your mind, you're like, oh wow, that's a really good result that they got. But then if you keep track of it, you're saying like, oh, you know what, that's kind of standard. To be fair, for me, the main point here is Crystal Palace getting a vital 3 points in that relegation scrap. Vital, and 2 goals added onto their goal difference.
Especially with Wolves being now relegated.
In my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, but who should we give the round of applause to this match? Me, I can't really say anything. You've watched it, so.
Well, Saar played really well. He played well on the wing, but I'm gonna have to give it to somebody else, I think, because I just feel like I need to just share out the love a bit. I know he got 2 goals and an assist, so he had a phenomenal match. You know what? I can't argue with that. I was gonna try and say Munoz. Because he played really well too, in my opinion. Like I saw him and I was like, okay, yeah, he's just getting in there, getting stuck in, winning the balls, running up the wing, like helping out. But you know what? We'll give it to Saar.
Yeah. And now the moment we've all been waiting for:
Manchester United, Manchester City.
What's going on? Honestly, we were watching the match. Man United scored. I looked at Adam. There's going to be another one. 2 minutes after. And what a great goal. Honestly, I was like, whoa!
As soon as United won, I was like, you know what, I reckon they've won this. Like, because they played so much better than City the entire match. And the thing is with City is usually what happens. And I've seen it time and time again. And it's boring old City whenever it happens. It'll be the other team goes ahead. And then it's just like, the team just gets throttled. And it's just like, okay, we're just having to sit deep in our box. And it's only a matter of time before City scores. That just never happened once. You were never there like, oh wow, City going to get close here. I think Phil Foden had a decent match, to be fair. Not like up to the standards which you used to from Phil Foden.
He had a good few chances.
Yeah, but it's a step up from what we've seen from Foden so far this season, what little we've seen of him. So, well done to Foden for that.
I can't tell you what's going on into this, like...
It's just burnout, I think. It's one of those. It's going to happen.
From what? Like,
they won a treble. They've won 4 Premier League titles in a row. They win a trophy every single season under Pep, at least.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean. It's one of those.
And again, I'll say it again. They started struggling when Pep renewed his contract.
They were already struggling beforehand.
Yeah, but
if you watch how they played,
they stopped. They stopped winning. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can struggle and still win, but they stopped winning when Pep renewed his contract. What does that mean? It's
I don't think there's any...
I've got my job safe for 1 more year, but I'm just going to stop.
I don't think there's any overlap there. What happened is Pep signed the new contract and he was like, okay, we need to start putting up the throttle here because we've got an opportunity to just run away with the league, so we need to do it. So what he did was he got some injuries in that Spurs match in the Carabao Cup at centre-back, which made his errors so much worse.
But just the whole mentality of the players, like laughing at the fact that they got out of the Carabao Cup was like...
Pep's biggest rival is himself. He overthinks everything.
Can you repeat that quote, please?
Pep's biggest rival is himself. Everyone knows it. Look at the Champions League final which he had against Chelsea. What's he doing moving people around like that for?
Scratching his face.
He's just... Like... I've already spoke on that. I'm not going to speak on that anymore. But I just think with Pep, he's his own biggest enemy because he gets into his own head too much. He needs to realise, okay, maybe you need to look at just write the season off because it's over. You might be able to win an FA Cup, but the way you play in football at the moment, you'll get knocked out against anybody, almost. They're playing really poor football. Champions League, they're not going to win that because they've been playing poor. It's just poor.
But well done, Man United.
It
just I don't like Man United winning, but like in this match, it's like it's a vital.
I just want to say
3 points.
I am convinced by Ruben Amorim.
Only 2 matches.
Conditionally.
What do you mean?
I love the facial reactions he does. It's so
very expressive. What can I say? I'm Italian.
What an Italian man. And then what's it called? My conditions are if they recruit quick enough.
Yeah, because you said they need to get rid of a lot of players.
They need to get rid of...
Like a Mason Mount, he got injured in like after 17
Mason Mount
minutes.
played well, though.
If 17 minutes and he got injured, then
if they can keep him fit, then okay.
You said
I think it might
a
only be
couple
a
of episodes ago
one.
that they should, like, he was literally your first name on the list that they should get rid of, and now you're saying that he's
because he's shown he can play well under Amorim. He didn't show anything under Ten Hag. That was my issue.
Yeah, but the fact that he got injured now, like, how long is he going to stay out, or would just not?
Probably not that long. He walked off the pitch. He'll probably be back in like a week or two, maybe. And I think he'll be starting because, in my opinion, that left-hand side played so much better when he was playing over on that side. When Bruno had to switch over there, the entire team played worse. So I think Mason Mount in that team is vital. I'm going to be honest with you. After his midweek performance as well for Man United, he played well.
Yeah, his expected return is unknown, but yeah, we don't.
Oh yeah, because they won't have released anything yet. They're still probably assessing it. But
he's 25 though.
Yeah, he's 25. He's coming up to his prime years. Well, why not keep him an extra year or so? See if he is able to keep fit and then get rid of him otherwise. For me, it's more about bringing in the correct players, and this is up front. The defence show that they can do well. They can do all right, good enough to elevate to not need to be elevated yet. Apart from left back, because I think they definitely need a left back. But you look attacking wise, and they need more runners. They need more legs. Amad Diallo now is going to get the PR of an absolute wonder kid who's the best player in the world. He's not.
Wonder kid.
He had a phenomenal match, and let's be real, he's going to be the one who we're clapping, right? Because he's phenomenal in that match. But what you see week in, week out from Amad Diallo is not enough. He's not a world-class player. He never will be. But he can get along in that Man United team if there's other world-class forwards up there. Marcus Rashford clearly isn't good enough. His attitude isn't either at Man United. It might be if he plays at a different club, but you have to understand at a certain point you have to cut your losses. If he's not good enough for your club, don't be afraid of him going somewhere else. Garnacho, if you look at his stats, he's actually not that good.
I never liked Garnacho.
He's such a moment's player. And yeah, he can be exciting at times, but in this system, I just don't see it working for him. You need to back Amorim in the transfer window and be like, okay, we need to bring in these players. And if Amorim says, I don't care about this player, just get rid of him. Because I'm sure United fans will probably agree with me. You'd rather have an inexperienced academy boy there who's then might not have the greatest quality, but you can see is fighting there, than someone who does have the quality but just chooses not to fight.
They got Anthony though.
Every day you pick that. Well, Anthony didn't play that woefully yesterday.
Honestly, I was really impressed. There was that one little pass that he did. I was like, that's world class. And if he keeps doing that, like, it was just like a
world class.
Yeah. It was just one small thing that he did. I wasn't saying like, oh, the whole match. What did he come in, like 17th minute?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like his whole performance was
just
great.
Before they got the penalty. As I saw somebody memeing on that, they were like, Anthony comes on. Moments later, they get a penalty. After that, they score a winner. So it's like, yeah, Anthony had nothing to do with those. But what's it called?
No, I think that he's got the potential.
No,
he's just a meme.
He has the potential to be on the bench player for the moment while they're getting to top four. Don't renew his contract. Don't give him any more money. Just
bring him back to Ajax.
Well, it's one of those. How much money do you reckon you get for Anthony?
Not much. But I'm looking at the
like, you could get
squad
shekels
right
for him.
now.
Do you know anyone who would pay 10 million for Anthony?
Who would?
Yeah, do you know anyone who would? If they said,
Probably
Anthony for 10 mil.
Some teams in Italy or back in the Netherlands again.
Potentially, but you know what I mean?
I hope
like,
that Inter Milan doesn't sign him because...
Like, the return on investment's already low. So you look at it and you just say, you know what? Let's just keep him as a bench player because we've already invested this money into him. We're going to lose it regardless. Like, Anthony will not go, probably. Like, let's be real. The money you've put him on, he's not going to just leave. So just keep him in the squad for the moment. Have him as a bench player. Do what needs to be done. Carry on with it. I think Diallo has to start now, week in, week out on that right hand side.
It was really good.
Højlund did well, and I just want to say,
really,
I think Højlund had a decent overall game, but it's the same thing with Højlund every time. Decent overall game, but still no goals. And I know he scored midweek,
and he literally
but it's
at the top, like, just doing nothing.
It's one of those, like, he'll run onto it, he'll do well with that, but he needs to be clinical in those areas, and he's just not. And that's my biggest issue with him, is like, United need a clinical forward, because especially with the system they're playing now, they need a striker. And one of the things which really frustrates me is they keep on getting linked with, Victor Gyökeres. Well, Ruben Amorim used to manage him. No, Victor Gyökeres is going to a world-class club. United are debatably the biggest club in the world. They're not world-class as a club anymore because they're run like crap. Within a year of appointing their new sporting director, they've already sacked him because he fell out with the new owner. That's terrible. I'm there, and if I'm there looking as a player, I'm there like, there's no vision, there's no sort of pathway going forward. I'm gone.
Fair enough. Well, we're giving the round of applause to this match.
There's only one person. Amad Diallo, come on.
I was going to say Bruno Fernandes, but...
No.
Yeah, I'll agree with you.
No chance.
Gosh, just let me finish.
Amad Diallo.
Two more to go. Chelsea-Brentford.
Well done, Chelsea. Down to 10 men, still got a win. They're very close to Liverpool now. Very close.
Oh, I just hate Cucurella.
I hate him with a passion too. I think everyone does.
The fact that he scored as well, I'm like...
It's one of those, though. With Chelsea, they very much so remind me of Arsenal this season, when we were wearing that kit. First season when we were challenging. They're doing really well, but they're not going to win it. They're inexperienced. They will drop off at some point. They will go through a run, which means that they do not win the league.
Yeah, but do you think that then Liverpool is going to win it?
I don't know. It could be Liverpool. It could be Arsenal. I'll be real with you. Like,
it could be Tottenham
Forest.
I always
you keep
say
on saying this.
Nottingham Forest.
No, if Forest do, I will take my hat off and just applaud, because well done. But I look at it and I think it's still Liverpool and Arsenal, I would say, is the main runners, because I just think Chelsea, with the inexperience there, I don't think they'll win it. But it's one of those that they're definitely in the title race, and Enzo Maresca is smart by saying, "Oh no, we're not," trying to like play it like, "No, we're not." Like, 100% you are, mate. Chill out. Like, you know what I mean?
Italian. How is he not prideful? I don't know. I've never met.
He's just playing it smart, because he knows if he says, "Oh yeah, we're in the title race," it adds a new layer of expectation on his job. It's smart though, isn't it? Like, let's be real. If you go into a job and you say, "Oh yeah, you know what?
I'll win it."
No. Like I'm trying to put an analogy to something else. Like, let's say you're like a painter, and you say, "You know what? I reckon I can paint this one wall here, but the rest of the house, I'm not." No, there's no chance. And then they come home and you painted the entire house. They're then like, "Oh wow," you know what I mean? But then that means if you only do get round to painting the one wall, they're happy.
I'm so sorry, but that was a bit of a crappy analogy.
I'm trying to think of something. I'm trying to think of something here.
You usually are better with these analogies.
I'm trying to think of something. I'm very tired.
Fair enough.
But it
makes sense. So, yeah.
If people only expect 25% and you get 50, you know what I mean? People are like, "Wah!"
What are they?
Wah! Wah! But yeah, fair play to Chelsea, and I'm not giving my man of the match Cucurella. No chance. He's never getting around applause. Robert Sanchez got man of the match. Oh my!
Just give it to Sancho.
Lord, yeah.
Just because why not? Because I love the.
You know what? Sancho played well enough. Yeah. Let's go, Sancho. Jadon Sancho.
Southampton, Tottenham. Honestly, I didn't even watch this. Like, I watched the highlights, but yesterday when they were at halftime, I looked at my phone. I was like, "What?"
I just thought, no.
What?
Looking at the match, I was gonna watch it because I was like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Whatever match is on, I'll watch it." And then I saw that, and I was like, "I'm not being funny. There's no point. Like, you know what's gonna happen."
Yeah, but 5 goals in 45 minutes is.
I think there's 0.0001% chance Southampton would get 1 point, let alone 3 from that match.
Again, they're playing against Spurs.
No. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but Southampton, in the form they're in, they are so struggling. The manager, it's all cracked between them all and everything. They're trying to play this stupid passing out the back style of football, which, look what happened when Man City tried that against Spurs. They got battered. So why would we expect anything different? And it's one of those, it's like, fair play, you know what I mean? Like, the Spurs played well, and now Russell Martin is gone.
Dun dun dun.
Southampton. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? No.
Well,
Gaza.
Oh.
Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, but
would Gary O'Neill?
It's the exact same thing.
Would Gary O'Neill
got rid of him because
would he or wouldn't he elevate that team? He would.
He would, but to
do Southampton have some money at all to spend? Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the exact same position that he would find himself. Like they got rid of him from Wolves because they are now in the relegation zone, and then he goes to a team that
that's what happens. That's what happens to managers in that position. They just get passed around back and forth.
Yeah, but I don't know. Southgate. I would love to see Southgate. Southampton. It's just the banter.
He's never going to go.
I know he's never going to go. I'm just like...
It'll be interesting to see who they get, and I don't think they will get Gary O'Neill, but I think that would be a good appointment for them, because realistically, Southampton are most likely going to go down. So if you have a good manager coming in who can bring you back up, that's what you want to be looking for too when you're in that position. It's not just like, okay, we're going down. It's who can bring us back up. And with Russell Martin, he showed, I can get you into playoff positions. What they want to be looking at is who can get us winning the championship, guaranteed coming back and being in a stronger position. Because you look at whoever wins the championship or comes second, they often finish higher up than the other teams in there.
Fair enough.
So they want to be solid.
We'll see when do they need to appoint a new manager? The next couple of weeks after Christmas?
It depends. Whenever they can find somebody, they'll have a caretaker manager until then.
Which is so stupid in my opinion, but...
Well, it's one of those. If you're in that position, and
I think that in every single team, right? If you need to get rid of a manager, you should find a replacement first, and then get rid of the manager.
It depends, though. You know what I mean? If there's a toxic environment there, sometimes no manager is better than a manager. I'll be real with you. Like with him, he was coming out slagging off the players, all that sort of stuff. Like, but not in a good way.
If that is already the mentality, then start looking for a manager first, and then sack him, because you know that there's the potential of him, redeem himself or something. So in that process, in that period of time, start recruiting somebody. If that's your opinion, like if he needs to go, he needs to go. Then. Yeah. Now they find themselves in who's going to be the replacement caretaker manager at the moment.
I don't know. It might be the Russell Martin's assistant. They do that sometimes. If not, it's like
Van Nistelrooy,
just a random person.
Like, it's I don't know. It's a bit stupid, but
Southampton are down. They already were.
Are down.
They already were,
and that's why they want Gary O'Neill to go to them, because Gary O'Neill's got so much potential to actually manage a squad that can stay in the Premier League.
I get you, and I'm not saying like this is an opinion which I have for Gary O'Neill's benefit. I'm saying this for Southampton's benefit. If they're smart, they'll go up to Gary O'Neill and say, "You don't want to break, do you? Come on, you're hungry to get back on that touchline. Come on, come down St Mary's." But like, if they do that, they have a much higher chance of being able to get back up next season, and even staying up this season if other teams really perform poorly. Because I think Wolves will just drop like an absolute brick. I could be completely wrong, and people will be watching it and laughing at me, but who cares? I believe how I believe.
You're deluded but self-aware.
100%, man. I love Gary O'Neill. He's a great manager. I just see him and I watch the way he gets his team to play, and it's very nice. I like it.
It is. Well, we're giving the round of applause then.
Madison, why not?
Just so you know, guys, we have the producer and director of our...
For this episode, we have a special producer / director.
Would you mind to show yourself in the camera? No.
Camera shy producer. They prefer to work behind the scenes in the shadows.
Yeah.
It is just Giorgio's wife just sat behind, by the way. Like, we don't actually have a producer.
We are the producers.
Yeah.
We do everything.
100%.
No budget into this.
Zing. But yeah, I think that's all the matches covered, and we've got some interesting matches coming up in the Prem. We only had one with
West Ham, which has not happened yet because we're recording on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, but it's West Ham. You know what I mean? Who cares?
West Ham,
really?
They're gonna lose.
Like I want Lopetegui gone. You know what I mean? Like I just want to see West Ham playing better football. Like it's just crap. It is just crap over there. But we didn't cover this. Mikel Antonio, we wish him speedy recovery.
Yes.
Because he got into that car crash. You know when you have that one friend you can't take anywhere serious? That's Giorgio right now. I can take things very seriously. I most certainly can.
Sure.
It's just I literally said this guy got in a car crash. Let's wish him a speedy recovery. He just went oh my word. We're so lucky we did not go to school together. We've got nothing done.
I know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this episode.
Muchas gracias.
It's probably going to be the last episode of the year. Only because, yeah.
It might be. We'll see.
My parents are coming next week.
So we still have some time to record, surely. I just tell them, yeah. What's 1 second? I need to go grab some milk in Italian.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Un momento, mamma, un momento, and then you just come around here record, and then you come back. Q lungo.
Q lungo.
Exactly.
Anyway,
There's just a really long queue at the shop.
if we don't see you till next year, have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. What else?
Hopefully-
Happy Hanukkah.
Hopefully Arsenal climb up the table a bit. That's my New Year's wish.
Thanks. But thanks for watching again. See you later.
Goodbye.